Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the RVMan LP Exhibition. It's episode 246, and today we're going to continue on with Chapter 2. And we'll actually start this mission off as Naraku. But this story that's about to go into the next mission, or next two missions actually, is about Ikaruga. I told you, most of the ninjas, if not all of them, has a sad backstory. Ikaruga's no different. She was actually an adopted child that was brought into a prodigious family. Said prodigious family only brought her in because their son was a complete failure as a shinobi. I wish I was joking. In fact, I'm going to bring that up in this still scene here. Now, as of this recording, I've actually gotten my hands on SKBR, and I have to say, Sony, you guys are dicks. You didn't need to have to censor Burst Renewal. Seriously. But even then, I had the region-free version of SKBR anyway, so there's that. And just for the record, there's no gyroscope in this game. Thank the Lord! Cause SKBR feels awkward with gyroscope. And when I get to that game, it won't be an if, it'll be an eventual when. Oh, not immediately after this at least. Then I'll probably tell you my grievances with the game. But whatever the case. We are practically here with Ikaruga just muttering to herself about her sword. Thing about her sword is a family heirloom. And her father, or her adopted father, took it from his real son and gave it to her because he sucks as a ninja. By the way, the name of said son, Murosaki. What? I know, it sounds crazy, but... No, it definitely sounds crazy. I mean, when I hear the name Murosaki, I think of that badass from that Bleach filler. The badass, Zanpakuto that damn near threw Soul Society into chaos. I think of that guy. But, when I think of the Murosaki here, he's a complete screw-up. Well, Katsuragi doesn't want people to know about her past. And, Ikaruga, her past is just as shady. Again, she was actually an adopted girl who was brought into the fold. God forbid we actually bring up, like, Hibari and Yagyu's past. Especially Yagyu. However, the only reason why genealogy is there is because some of the stuff you pick up from your parents is inherited. Take, for example, let's see, Asuka. Some of her skills is inherited from her grandfather. And also from her parents. So, basically speaking, there are some people that just are too ashamed to talk about their family. One of which just so happens to be Ikaruga. And the other, obviously Katsuragi. Yagyu doesn't want to talk about her past because, well, it's definitely like, it's not dangerous, it's rather heartbreaking. Very, very heartbreaking. And I've already told you, the eye patch was because of her late sister. And Ikaruga, well, she just, Ikaruga just can't really stand her new family, because her old one is, how should I put this? Her old one was in the slums. And they all passed away, so she was technically an orphan. So she was picked up out the slums and into richness. Oh, funny that we have a mission following that actually hammers in on someone who actually comes from the slums. So on that note, not only did the family just completely disown their son, they just completely knocked him off of the tree and put Ikaruga there. And told her to do it. Because he's that bad of a failure, yet he's only good at business. You know, there should come a time where you actually could teach a person how to actually be what you want them to be, instead of just, you know, expect them to do good. Because some actually learn from teaching. And some have natural talent. Welp. Let's just be blunt. Ikaruga. Ikaruga just sometimes feel like she's pretty much don't deserve the life that she has. And that's the way she is right now. And she forgot the tea also, because that's how her family raised her, to have a big lunch with tea. Oh, now that I stop and think about it, the rap song that she made in the OVA of the first season of the anime was for her brother. And he came in 6th place. Oh, speaking of which, there's some Muramasa right now. Yeah. This guy is just, well, he's just absolutely obsessed with the fact that he used to belong to him, but not anymore. And even if he tried to use it, the sword won't even obey him. That's the other thing. So, yeah. This guy is still bitter over the fact that an adoptive person took his position as the heir of his family. So, with that said, he's also bitter at the fact that she keeps calling them father and mother, even though those are his parents. Oh god, that reminds me of something. By the way, there's also a new anime out about badminton, and oh, it's brutal. Very, very brutal. Yes, anime can make badminton brutal, especially when parental rejection happens to be the ongoing theme. So that's basically what is happening here. So yeah, he's still bitter, and he still wants to try to kill Ikaruga. So yeah, if he wasn't such a failure, maybe they wouldn't have to resort to this. And that's the problem. He just can't do it. And even then, he's holding a chain scythe in the one hand and Hien in the other. He's pretty much wide open. And she also blames herself for Muramasa's actions, which, to be fair, is not her fault. It's her father for actually doing that to his own son. I mean, instead of, you know, aiding him, since her family was a master shinobi, or a bunch of master shinobis, they could have just aided the man and made him into something better. He still failed on his own because it's just like sink or swim. And unfortunately, the thing about Muramasa, it's Murasame, sorry, I thought it was Muramasa. That's still a badass sword name. Why? I can't believe I mispronounced it. Oh yeah. I also, at the beginning of this, you know, segment, if I haven't already done so by now, had skipped to the action. Yeah, this is gonna be something that's gonna end in complete and utter failure. Unfortunately for him, this fool doesn't even know that, well, he sucks at ninjutsu, period, end of story. He hasn't actually grasped onto that. Well, look at the bright side. At least he'll be a successful businessman, or his business won't fall into 6th place, hopefully. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we practically, we haven't gotten through this cutscene just yet. We still have a little bit more ways to go because of the fact that well, they just want to actually exacerbate how badly Hien sucks. And you know, not Hien, Murasame. I even got the guy's name wrong. Hien's the sword. Duh. But whatever the case, she still loves the guy even though, well, as family, even though he despises her. So, yeah. It's just the fact that, she decided to, instead of putting her, family tree with her family, she instead replaced her family with herself, Katsuragi, Yagyu, Asuka, and Hibari. Which, that's actually a touching moment. But Katsuragi the father, she wouldn't be one of those funny fathers that goes around groping their kids. Or funny uncles, for that matter. But still, enough about that. It was still a touching moment. Because she did not want to even think about her family, and the fact that her family was even brought up, that pretty much brought her to tears. On that note, she's just finally glad that she's got the weight of her family off of her shoulders. So on that note, hopefully we can get to the fighting. Because yes, as touching as this is, the fact that they show stills and not actual cutscenes is kinda nerve-wracking. Oh, now we got a cutscene. So on that note, instead of training, we've pretty much got a flashback of Homura just standing there looking like, well, she's pretty much no-sold everything that Asuka did, despite the fact that the game cutscenes in 245 says otherwise. Or 244, whichever one came first. Yeah, it was 244. But whatever the case, Homura's back for another round. Except, I don't think we'll be fighting Homura again. Even though Homura's there, again, we're not gonna fight Homura. This is a bait and switch. By the way, this game has a tendency of doing this. I know it sounds rather indicative, but that's exactly how this game works. You know how, like, all of a sudden you see trailers of Shinron Kagura with all the features in it, and then all of a sudden Sony pulls a bait and switch and censors everything fan service for anime. And also the same bait and switch for Last of Us 2. But enough about that. We're gonna have to fight Homura, quote unquote. We're not fighting Homura. So on that note, we're gonna end up fighting her flunkies instead. Alright. We're gonna have to deal with this once and for all. Well, let's go on ahead and take care of the mob. I mean, Asuka's gonna end up fighting her off screen anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So that means Katsuragi or Ikaruga. I think Ikaruga would have been the one that was be forced to fight all the evil shinobi. But we're not going to be doing that as Ikaruga. No, we're doing this as Naraku, who happens to be Kagura's henchwoman and protector, and the only person who actually can be Kagura's equal. Well, not technically her equal, but she's still strong enough as it is. The thing is, Naraku, she actually kicks with chain spears. And, oh, I just realized I just have enough for a scroll. Come on, man. Transform already. Thank you. And now that the spears are available... Yeah, funny thing, that pack always shows up with her when she transforms. I mean, she looks like a punk rocker girl, but, again... she fights with Kagura to deal with the lesser Yoma while she takes care of the bigger ones. But nonetheless... Naraku, I do not have much experience with, as I'm getting slayed here. And I thought I got rid of them all, but unfortunately no. Oh god, these things! Okay, Bear Ninja. You gotta be careful with the Bear Ninja. Sometimes if you actually take them down, they'll just disappear. Other times, if you don't, the Bear Ninja will turn into, as I was saying, the Bear Ninja will turn into actual little ninja and come after you. And become, well, twice as strong in a smaller form. So I'm just gonna separate them and beat the hell out of them. As I am tired of sumo characters. I really am. It's good. I mean, let's be honest. I am tired of sumo characters because of the fact that I just got through playing Super Versus. And I haven't made it too far, but I already ran into a couple of them. Alright. Let's just deal enough damage here. Oh crap! Damn you! Yeah, I'll probably get a low grade because of how long I'm taking. I can't believe I missed all of that. But again, like I said, I am not experienced with Naraku. Die already! Thank you! Jesus! Well... at least that's over with. Did I mention that I'm not too good with Naraku? With Naraku, I'm not really good with her at all. But I do have other people I'm playing as anyway, so there's that. Well, before they actually get into a one-on-one match, we only have to fight flunkies. But unfortunately, before they get to a one-on-one, she ends up actually setting the designated place for them. And on that note, we basically have a letter for everyone, for every place they want all the ninjas to go, so nobody will be hurt in the ninja battles. So on that note, that's basically what we're going to be doing for the next couple of parts in this chapter. And unfortunately, it's a A? Well, okay, I guess. I thought I took too long, so there's that. And okay, that definitely is soul crushing. I just want to level up my Yang, please. Alright, now we could go for the next character, which is Ryoki. And for those of you who are wondering, in the last episode I played as Ryona and Ryoma, if nobody's actually watched this far. Well, Ryoma and Ryona's sister Ryoki was killed. And that will end up being mentioned in Miyabi's story, but Ryoki was killed trying to defend Miyabi from the Yoma, even though the two just got finished getting out of a fight. Then she was possessed by one, and then afterwards, Miyabi had to put her out of her misery. And her last request was to take care of Ryoma and Ryona. Ryobi and Ryona. Why did I keep messing up their names? God damn it. But whatever the case, I have her for this particular mission. Because the next enemy we're facing is Yomi. Yomi, who pretty much despises everyone rich because of how poor she is. Remember that girl from the slums? That's her. She hates people who are privileged and rich because of how poor her life was when she was young. Her parents literally sacrificed everything for her to become a evil shinobi. Even their last bit of food so that she'll live, and also the dress that she was wearing when she went over to Hebijo. So in other words, her parents made the ultimate sacrifice, and she has to do the best she can because of it. As she looks down on everyone that happens to be rich. Alright. So, to start things off, Ryomi is fighting, or should I say, normally this would be Ikaruga, would be fighting a bunch of grunts before getting to Yomi herself. Yay, fighting grunts, but at least I'm actually familiar with Ryoki, as opposed to Naraku for like a couple of minutes ago. Why am I stuttering? God damn it! But also, remember, there's actually cases here, and some of them will actually have health, and health always is a good thing. Oh, right. Ryoki is so dense that well, she kinda actually fell asleep in the middle of transforming, almost. Oh, and that outfit she's wearing is not hers. She actually has a blue uniform, but this is one of the DLC uniforms, by the way, in case you're wondering. Wow, and Ryoki, sorry, is actually better with a musket than Ryoki. And also she has a musket with a shield. That makes things even better. However, the shield does not defend from attacks. Not unless you hit the block button. And now that we're here, well, it's time for us to showdown with Yomi. But first, let me stop for a second, because I think I need to get my inhaler. Sorry about that. I had to get my inhaler. Yeah, I can't have an asthma attack on screen. Anyway, the thing is, there's nothing that's going to change Yomi's mind about killing Ikaruga. Because the thing about her, she saw Ikaruga on the big screen in her home. In other words, she kinda knew Ikaruga before Ikaruga became a shinobi. And she only knew her from the big screen. So, the thing about Yomi is, well, let's see. Poor, from the slums, have a big sword, wears a dress. She's technically Cloud Stripe, but with a crossbow. I think that would be the best description for her as far as her fighting style is concerned. Yeah, we almost got her though. Aw, oh, damn. Come on. Let's finish her off. Aw, oh, come on. Damn it. I thought I was gonna finish her off before she did that. Oh well. And by the way, she's wearing Murosaki's outfit. So on that note, I will try to end this quickly. But as you can see, she uses Climb Hazard. In fact, that was Climb Hazard right there. And meanwhile, Ryoki has her coffin as a weapon. And I think I took way too much weapon. And you can also tell how much insane that Ryoki can become before she actually used her ultimate art. This is, by the way, her ultimate art, by the way. So she's practically Wolfwood. I think I can finish her off. Hold on. And done! Wait, no, she's still alive! Crap! And she's done! Oh wait, no, she's still alive! I'm basing on the, close damage, and not just the energy bar, because if they're stripped naked, that's the end of the match. I thought I did strip her naked, but apparently I didn't. But yeah, this is gonna definitely affect my score. Because of the fact that, well, I took way too much damage in that fight. Absolutely too much. For the most part, if this was Ikaruga, her outfit would be torn, but it wasn't. Meanwhile, Yomi is gonna have to, run away for now because of the fact that Yomi is unfortunately stronger than Ikaruga. For now. Because this is all practically a diversion, as you could tell. And she is definitely classist against the rich. Because it was the rich that pretty much oppressed her and her slum area. And even when she had a chance to gain money, here's the thing about Yomi, she's poverty-minded. But, for the most part, I do believe we're done. I think I got a low score because I took too much damage. Yeah, I did. I took way too much damage. A B. Aww. Well, it's not too bad. I mean, this is on level 2 difficulty after all. And yeah, I still got shafted in the Yang department. But hey, eventually I'll level up. Eventually. So now it's time for to do some free levels. And speaking of Hebijo students, we might as well use Emu. Emu is practically the black sheep of her family. The same family that Murosaki comes from, because she's Murasaki's older sister. While Murosaki is a gamer who practically is well-versed in shinobi. What I'm trying to say is being a well-versed shinobi, that's what I meant to say. Emu happens to be like someone with latent power, but unfortunately weak according to her family standards. So yeah, they treat her like the black sheep of the family, which is why she became an evil ninja. Well, that and also because she swore to follow Miyabi and help her out because she wants to be there to help avenge Miyabi's mother. And that's the whole deal with Emu, who is right now wearing Hikage's outfit. Now then, thing about her staff, she's actually, how should I put this? She's Son Goku. Okay, Son Wukong, that would be a better analogy, because Son Goku doesn't have the power pole anymore. So she's practically Son Wukong with the malleable form of her pole. And I'm talking about Son Wukong from Warriors Orochi. And yes, I've gotten to playing that game. In fact, I've played Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate. Problem is, it's hard to record that game with the DVR without sound. But her shinobi arts is lightning. She has a lightning, well, she has 2 lightning-based attacks. And more importantly, she's pretty agile. More importantly, once she levels up, well, that's the end of the world here. Jesus Christ, look at that. Oh, and we left one. And she's done. That's the end of that one. I don't know, it's something sexy of seeing Emu in jeans. Whatever the case, we're done here with Emu. So now we get to play as her little sister, who is actually the more gifted of the two. And they took 9 hits from me? Okay, well, okay, I guess. I mean, after all, this is level 2 anyway, so, I figured as much. Now, see, that's what I wanted to happen the last couple of times. Jeez. Alright. Let's go to the next free mission. So this free mission that's coming up next is just more goons to beat up. Excuse me. And this is beating up goons in the hot springs. So, we're doing so as Murosaki. And as I mentioned, Murosaki, unlike her sister, is incredibly lazy and a shut-in, but she's actually a very strong shinobi. How much of a shut-in is she? Unless asked to go on missions, Murosaki would rather stay in her room and play on her MMOs and play with her guild and then actually deal with reality. In fact, Murosaki leaving the comforts of her room is scary to her, and yet she has the abilities of a very powerful master shinobi. In fact, the doll she has transforms into wings and also extra blades on her hair. But here's the thing, it's Murasaki's near-death experience that caused Emu to actually step up as a shinobi. Oh man, she took too much damage. I think we got as many of them as we can. Oh! Nope, there's some still alive! But This one's actually short. All you're doing is beating up more shinobi here who are in swimsuits and they're in diving suits, I guess. Oh wait, no, they're in sweaters. Never mind, I just noticed that. They're all in hoodies. The fact that they're in hoodies, they all deserve to die. On that note, we got him. I think I took way too much damage. So now, at least she's done with this episode, and so am I. So hopefully we don't have another story segment. Oh, she took too much damage, definitely. Huh. She got a B rank. Oh well. I'll just have to do it. Oh god damn it, I didn't level up. Oh well. Oh, I'll just do that off screen. Whatever the case, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm done here, and next time we'll continue on with Chapter 2.